Ever heard the one about the depressed comedian? He had everyone laughing while he was crying on the inside. Quite like the misconceptions about depression, isn't it? Funny but painfully inaccurate. Today we delve into the labyrinth of depression, a mental health concern that affects millions worldwide. It's an invisible battle fought in the mind, often misunderstood and stigmatized. Depression is not just a bout of blues or a sign of weakness, it's a serious medical condition, as real as a broken leg or a heart condition. By debunking the myths surrounding this mental illness, we can foster empathy, understanding, and ultimately help those who are suffering. We're not just talking about it, we're shattering the stereotypes, one myth at a time. So buckle up as we debunk some popular myths about depression. Ever had a bad day and someone asked if you're depressed? That's like asking a person with a paper cut if they're bleeding to death. Now, let's shed some light on this myth. Sadness and depression, while related, are not interchangeable terms. We all feel sad sometimes. It's a normal human emotion, often triggered by specific events like a breakup, loss of a loved one, or missing out on that last slice of pizza. It's a temporary state and it passes. Depression, on the other hand, is a persistent and pervasive mental health condition. It's like a shadow that lingers, casting a dark veil over all aspects of life. From your energy levels and appetite to your sleep patterns and ability to concentrate, and it's not always linked to specific events, sometimes it just is. So the next time someone tries to equate your sadness to depression, remember, it's not about feeling blue or having a rough day. Depression is a serious long-term condition that requires understanding and treatment. Remember, depression is not just a bad day or feeling blue, it's a serious mental condition. Choosing depression is like choosing to get hit by a car. Nobody would willingly opt for that, right? Now let's bust this myth wide open. Depression is not a matter of choice, but a complex interplay of genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors. It's like a soup, a really unpleasant soup that nobody ordered but got served anyway. Think of it this way, you wouldn't tell someone with a broken leg to just stop having a broken leg, would you? It's the same with depression. It's a health condition, not a lifestyle choice. It's not as if people wake up one morning and think, oh, I fancy a bit of depression today. No, it's something that happens, often without a clear reason or trigger. So the next time you hear someone saying depression is a choice, remember this. It's as much a choice as catching a cold, breaking a bone, or getting hit by a rogue meteor. Depression is not a choice, it's a health condition. Let's not forget that. They say depression means you're weak. Well, if battling your own mind every day isn't strength, I don't know what is. Depression, my dear friends, is not a sign of weakness. It's a serious health condition, much like asthma or diabetes, that requires understanding, care, and treatment. It's not something that you catch because you're not strong enough. It's not something that targets the weak, the faint-hearted, or the feeble. Imagine a world-class athlete who trains diligently, pushing their limits every single day, yet they can't outrun a flu virus. Does that make them weak? Of course not. In the same vein, depression can affect the strongest of us, the most resilient, the most tenacious. Depression isn't about personal strength or weakness, it's about brain chemistry, environmental factors, and sometimes genetic predisposition. It's a complex interplay that we're still trying to fully understand. Depression doesn't discriminate. It can affect anyone. It's not a sign of weakness. Snap out of depression? If only it were as easy as snapping your fingers and making a bad mood disappear. The idea that someone can simply shake off their depression is as absurd as telling someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. Depression is a serious mental health condition, not a fleeting state of mind that one can control at will. It's not like choosing to stop watching a boring movie or deciding to change your shirt because you don't like the color. It's a complex interplay of brain chemistry, life experiences, and sometimes physical health. Depression isn't a choice, it's an illness. Just like you wouldn't tell someone with a fever to cool down, you can't tell someone with depression to cheer up. The path to recovery involves professional help, medication or therapy, and heaps of patience and understanding. Depression isn't a mood that you can just snap out of. It requires proper medical attention. So we've debunked a few myths today, but remember, there are many more out there. We've journeyed through a landscape of misconceptions, from the belief that depression is simply sadness to the damaging idea that one can just snap out of it. We've explored the falsehood that depression equates to weakness and the stigma surrounding therapy and medication. We've confronted the notion that depression is a choice or an attention-seeking ploy. In debunking these myths, we've shone a light on the reality of depression. It's a complex, multifaceted mental health condition that can affect anyone. It's not a sign of weakness, nor is it a choice. And recovery is possible with the right support and treatment. Remember, understanding starts with us. Let's debunk these myths and spread awareness about depression. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more.